We're back. EttaroLive. You're listening to WTPRN, We the People Radio Network, of course. EttaroLive, Digital Basics, Wednesday nights. We are chatting the industry and chatting experience and talking broadcasting with veteran freedom broadcaster, Mr. Jack Blood. Jack, it's been a real pleasure talking with you. You're welcome to stick around if you wish. We do have another guest coming on. We're waiting for him. Mr. Nathan Moulton from Moulton Productions, making quite a splash out there in YouTube these days. He is scheduled to be joining us soon, and you are welcome to stick around for that if you wish. If you need to go, we understand as well. In the meantime, Craig, British Columbia, you are live on EttaroLive with Mr. Jack Blood. How you doing tonight, Craig?
I'm doing pretty good. Hello to Sam and Jack. I'm fans of both your shows. And I did live in Calgary when Nathan Moulton was starting to make his big splashes. And I'm glad that someone there made some big splashes because I never did when I was there. But that's great. Calgary's a pretty prosperous town, and it really needs a huge wake-up call. Most people are aware of real issues there, but they just kind of go about their business because the oil industry especially is what fuels their tanks there. I'm phoning in regards to that, to what you were talking about, like wireless communications. When I was in Calgary, I worked in high tech, and there's a high tech bust there a few years ago, but like there was a huge amount of like discussion and people in bars and stuff. The idea that always came up, and it's even in Scientific American and this and that, is a completely hubless wireless network. Like it doesn't have like a central cell towers or anything like that. Like it just goes point to point, and not a lot of high speed. But I've been kind of messing with the idea of a criminal communications network that I originally intended just for criminals. I mean, patriots could use it too, but where you could just make all the cops in a city and turn the numbers of the people against the authority. There's a line in 1984 that always stuck with me, is that would you throw acid in the face of a baby if it hurt the government? And I always thought, man, that's horrible. But then I started to realize it's the breakdown in the you're destroying the people's confidence in the government to protect them. And some kind of communication system that just negated the technological edge of the police is a hit from left field of the New World Order. I mean, It's something that completely comes out of nowhere. And it wouldn't be a network like it'd be a network basically intended completely for criminal activity. I mean, it's kind of
well, and let's define criminal activity. These days jaywalking or yelling at your toilet or something or drawing on the sidewalk seems to be criminal activity. Everything you seem to do. I mean, what's important, and your caller brings up the same point I was trying to make earlier, Sam, what's important is that we have emergency capability, emergency infrastructure ready to go in case there is an emergency, because I'm going to guarantee you right now AOL isn't going to be online, okay? The way you're getting your information now, the way you're getting your communications now isn't going to exist when there's an emergency, and there needs to really be a backup plan. And I believe this is what Aaron Russo was kind of talking about before he passed on to a better place, Sam, is that we need to have our ducks in a row. We need to be prepared and keep our heads about us when there is an emergency. And other than that, I mean, if they shut it all down, we're going to create something new. And this wireless technology is just one of the aspects of the things that we can create. But right now, I mean, we should be prepared, because when there is that emergency, when whatever they're testing for and drilling for right now all over the country here with Vigilant Shield 08, I mean, when that goes live, there isn't going to be grocery stores open. There isn't going to be an internet. You're not going to have a telephone or cable TV. So you might want to be thinking ahead to that level. And this is a call to action to everybody in the so-called freedom movement, is to work with other people to have that backup plan, because I'm going to be the first one to want to go on the air when this happens and explain to people what they should do and what the news is.
That's what I've been telling everybody around here. I've been looking into alternative energies, solar power, whatever. So when something does happen, we can be fully off the grid, have our own garden, and not have to worry about the stores shutting down and all that stuff. That's
our Vigilant Shield. While they're doing this drill, Sam, maybe we should be having simultaneous drills as to what would happen if their drills go live and what we're going to do.
Jack, I think that is an absolutely brilliant idea, and I know that locally. You said something earlier on in the show about getting to know your neighbor. Get out there and grow gardens, provide food, and coordinate such efforts with your neighbors. It's work, yes, but you go out there 4 or 5 families together with a couple big backyards and putting your hands in the soil, man. You can stockpile a lot of good, wholesome stuff that is not laden with chemicals and pesticides and genetically modified who knows what's-its. It's a matter of just getting back and down to the basics and communicating with those that are in your community. Speaking of a community, digital community growing like crazy. Craig in British Columbia, thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah.
We'll see you Friday night on the show, my friend.
Okay, man.
All right. The community is getting bigger and broader and badder, and one